I'm a little bit nervous about this situation. Oh, you can see my bum on that one nearly. Is it the same height as me? Oh no, a little bit shorter. I must have grown. I'm not quite life size. This I remember as being the Billboard Music Awards in Vegas in '97. This is kind of sporty, trying to be a little bit more dressed up. I think I just felt like I can't just wear trackies all the time, which is absolute nonsense because, hello, you can wear trackies all the time. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. And the sports industry, you are very welcome for my contribution to your industry. But here I felt like I need to get a little bit more dressed up. It's quite a straight leg pant. And I think I had these made. I had them like custom made in loads of different colours. I think you can still see here, I like this little showing your pants underneath. Gold knitted. It looks itchy. I don't remember whether it was or not. And I love that I'm wearing a rosary. This was my ode to being a huge Madonna fan. I discovered her, I was really young when she like burst onto the scene, and she did Top of the Pops in the UK, and I'd seen lots of music videos. But it wasn't until Live Aid that I saw her perform live with a band, and she just kind of embodied everything that I loved. I loved music, I loved dancing. She's the ultimate like girl power icon. Being part of the Spice Girls, we were so fortunate to be in an environment where we could be authentically ourselves. And I love here we have an arm. Do you know whose arm that is? That's Jerry's arm. We were in Vegas, so she thought a really good idea for her outfit. She was Elvis in his like Vegas residency days, and it was genius. Okay, live shot. Doing a posh point, cheeky. Everyone had those boots, Miu Miu. This is a good outfit, shorter hair. So here we are, we're at the MTV Music Awards. This was such an exciting night for us. We performed and we won an award for Best Dance Video for Wannabe. I think this is like elevated signature sporty. There was a lot of makeup, a lot of hair. I think this is too dark a lip for me. I've got a Casio G-Shock watch on, because I'm a classy gal. When I was a kid growing up, all the kids wore sportswear. It's just, you know, I'm from a working class area in the north of England, and that was like our uniform. You were always jumping off garages, things we shouldn't have been doing. So yeah, that was just the way I felt comfortable to dress. I always did loads of sports. I was a dancer, and when I was like 19, I started going out raving. The uniform of raving was really casual. It really wasn't about how you looked, it was how you felt. And going into the Spice Girls, I dressed like this. And we all decided to be who we were, that, you know, to really represent our individuality. And that meant me in a trackie. And once we'd really embraced the nicknames that were given to us, we just ran with it. We just kind of became caricatures of ourselves. It's like an armour, you know, that you create this character so you can take off the armour when you're at home and you're just being little old you. But I'm digging this. I'd wear this now, for sure. So, yeah, obviously there was a bit more budget to spend. Oh my gosh, this is weird. This is really weird. I've only just noticed this. I haven't got a tattoo. So I have a cross on this arm. Wow, I must have got that in 1997. This is like some weird fever dream. I like the placing of the people. The people, they're not people, it's me. This is 1998. We were on tour and Viva Forever became #1 in the UK chart. I wanted to celebrate. I think I'm holding balloons. These are Air Max 95s, which at the time were my absolute go-to sneaker. Here it is. Here's the tat I was missing. This is good times. On tour, I love performing live. I'm in my element. Things are good for this era of Sporty. She is loving life. Look at me here. Look at that. I look well good there. Well, should we talk about the hair? Let's start at the top. I don't know what we were thinking in this shot, but generally the short hair felt very liberating. Growing it out is a pain in the backside. At this moment in time, we were feeling out a whole new world. When I did my first solo record, I really wanted people to have an open mind and see that there was more to me than Sporty Spice. And I think that's why I kind of went on this little journey exploring like who I am, who I want to be, who am I without the Spice Girls. This particular picture makes me feel a little bit emotional because standing beside me in this picture is Lisa Left Eye Lopez. We lost Lisa so young. I think she was about 30 when she went. And it was a huge shock. To me, she was one of those people that there was so much life within her. And I was lucky enough to collaborate with her on my first album. We did a song together called Never Be the Same Again. It went on to become my first UK #1. We did a photo shoot to promote the song, and we'd both been victims, really, of tabloid media. So this kind of just depicted that. I wish I looked like that version of me on a daily basis.
You do.
Ah, thanks, guys. I was at the American Music Awards, I think, here. I was presenting an award. I really loved my hair. To be fair, your cutting out of the picture doesn't do it justice. It was a bit more spiky and it was a good look, I promise. I was trying to go for a bit of a Charlize Theron vibe. I've got a couple of gold rings on here, and Jerry bought us all, like, it's a really simple, it's almost like a wedding band, ironic. It's on the Spice artwork, but we all have one that she bought for us, and it says 1 of 5 engraved into it. That was like our bonding. And then we spent a lot of time in Ireland, and we got cladder rings as well. So we all used to wear those. This is a relief to me because you've not done me dirty. There's been some moments that I wouldn't want to be recreated, but this is a good mix. This is showing my best light, I think. So thank you. This is from a tour we did in 2007 through 2008. So this is Roberto Cavalli, and it's a unofficial collaboration with Adidas, it would seem. I was going through a fringe stage, bangs. So I had my bangs. We all do it, girls, don't we? We think it's a good idea. For some people it really is, and for some people it's really not. I enjoyed it for a minute. It kept the Botox away for a few years. But then I realised I need a bit more forehead action to look a bit more attractive. But yeah, we paired it with the big pony. It's very dark here as well, isn't it, my hair? That was an interesting tour because I don't think I was like 100% sure of like what I wanted to be in that tour. I knew I wanted to be sporty, but I hadn't really worked out the best way to bring that to the 20 noughties, it was the noughties, wasn't it? The noughties was a tricky time, wasn't it, for us all, let's be honest. I love the sparkle, I love the red. I think I'd crop this now and I'd put this little tush away because she's hanging out. And I'd say, whoa, on the eyeliner. That Dancing with the Stars one is just giving me all kinds of PTSD. She can cha-cha-cha off over there. Whoo! This is gonna blow your mind. This dress is Fila. You heard me right. Fila, yeah. I've worn the trackies, but like this was in their collection. All the fashion that I wear, I always like to have a little sporty nod. So the belt is like a carabiner. I am not a person to say this about myself, but I look hot in this. I ate that night and left no crumbs. I presented an award to Billie Eilish, which was a fantastic moment. I love Billie. Ugh, what an artist and what a human. So I had to turn it out that night. It was a big deal. I went through a few changes, like physically, and as you can see, I don't wear any jewellery. I've just got one ring that I wear. And when I started getting lots of tattoos, I just felt like jewellery made me look cluttered. I kind of felt like I went through this like cleansing era and I wanted to get rid of the girl tooth. But I feel like I want to bring it back because I think it's a look. Am I too old? You're never too old. Do what you want. Can I see the gold tooth in this look? Because I think this is probably one of the most sophisticated looks you will see me in. Would a gold tooth distract from that? I don't know. Leave that one with me. I wonder what my daughter would think. She'd probably think it was very cringe. But I think I was desperate at one point to not be sporty. So I really veered so far away from that whole aesthetic. There was a big shift for me in 2019 when I toured with the Spice Girls. We did some stadium shows in the UK and I just fully embraced sporty at that point. And I realised that it's quite redundant for me to try and not be her because it is who I am. I think we all change, don't we, over time? And I think the biggest change that I've found with like getting older through the decades is you're more courageous and you kind of care less. And I think that's really important when you're doing things for yourself and not when you think you're doing what you think other people think you should be doing. Thank you for sharing that little trip down memory lane with me. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's been insightful in some way. And let's not talk about the noughties ever again.